Special is that it has everything that makes academic medicine great. We have the fellowship trained specialists, but we still bring the style and type of medicine that's indicative of a community practice.
We are all trained in our area of interest and expertise, so our patients see a doctor who specializes in their particular injury.
I did have 2 consults with major New York City hospitals, but I just felt that the care was best here. I was treated like a rock star. The surgery exceeded any expectations that I had.
right, rugby fans, welcome back to the URugby Bowl Series. This is John Broker with Rugby Wrap-Up's Matt McCarthy here for the University of Massachusetts Minutemen versus the University at Buffalo Bulls. Matt McCarthy, an alleged graduate of the University of Buffalo, is joining me for this matchup. Matt, what are we looking at here?
Well, I know I'm looking at charge of allegedly graduating from the University of Buffalo, but it did take 5 years, but I did get an English degree, John. So let's clear that one up. I am looking for a beast of a battle up front. We've got some big boys up there. In just looking at Brendan Wellenstein and Will Burke, rather.
Mm-hmm.
These two guys are not two guys you want to meet in the alley unless they're your friends.
Yeah. Big boys up front. Plus second row for UMass, Mike Ruther, Fairfield Prep graduate, All-American, 6'8". This is a big fella coming to the party.
Yeah, and there's also there's some stars in the back lines for both of these clubs. In the Buffalo back line, you've got Colton Kells, the captain, who is normally a flanker, but he is in there at number 12, I think, and he is a brute.
All right, we're getting underway here as UMass has kicked off, and Buffalo immediately starts with a big forward charge just inside their own 40. As they move the ball to the well-coiffed 15, and taking the ball out near the 40-meter line.
That was Luca Rabbits.
And an early intention to run here, definitely from this team. And there again was Rabbits. Luca Rabbits, another great name here at the Bowl Series, as the fullback, number 15, Brendan Kelly, goes back for UMass and tries to push it forward, puts it in the hand of one of those big Buffalo props. Buffalo coached by Mike Hodgins here today. Pretty well-known coach throughout this part of the country. As the ball goes into the fly half's hands, that's Wallenhauser.
Yeah, Zach Wallenhauser's skipping around.
Sorry, that was Weber.
Yeah.
Is the fly half, excuse me. Here, ball immediately out to the back line, looking to get some space. Decoy runner and a big second row there as the ball heads out to the big number 1, Michael Barkachi, a biomedical engineering major from Buffalo.
Yeah, they've actually got smarts in the front row, which is an oxymoron, isn't it?
Not when I played, but sure. And
the hooker Trent Dingham is a mechanical engineer.
Really?
It doesn't follow.
Yeah. They get enough brain cells. They can get rid of a few as the ball pick and go here from the Buffalo Bulls.
Quick note, John, you're just speaking to these programs and where they're at, and Buffalo's got 4 seniors in the starting lineup. That's it, 4.
Very young team coming at us. As referee Mara has spotted a penalty there, and Buffalo is going to put it down and go for an early line out here. And that was Luca Rabbits putting that ball away.
Rabbits' dad is a physics professor at the University of Buffalo, and his mom is off the boat from Italy.
Really? Physics professor.
From Wisconsin.
Very intelligent team here.
Yes.
Line out for Buffalo is Dingman. One of those seniors puts a ball in. It's in the hands of John Lively. Chaminade High School, not too far from here. But referee Mara sees a knock on, and we're going to have a scrum here. First scrum of the game with some of these big boys we're talking about on UMass. Should be an interesting battle up front, Matt.
Yeah, they've got Grasso and Wellenstein and Moultrie up front, but they've also got the height in the long lad. I think that's Billy Peasel. Or no, I'm sorry, Mike Ruther.
Mike Ruther, 6'8", out of Stamford, Connecticut, just about 15 minutes away from here.
The big red dog, they call him.
The big red dog. And moves their ball into Tom Ross's hands. And going wide with an early test here is UMass. UMass coming around the side through a scything run from Mike Griffin.
That's Irish Mike Griffin.
Irish Mike Griffin.
Irish Mike Griffin. Apparently he went to Ireland this summer, so they're Irish Mike Griffin.
And a bit of a mess there as one of the UMass players puts his hands in. Referee Mara spots a penalty, and we have Rabbits back up. As Buffalo keeping UMass pinned in their own half in these first 5 minutes of this U Bowl Series matchup.
It's not the Indian summer day that we had yesterday. This is more of a Western New York blustery, gray, sun in spots day with some high winds. So if anything, the weather might favor these guys from Buffalo.
Yeah, I really enjoyed yesterday. Had nice warm weather, but they did bring the weather with them. The Bulls, as we go to a line out here.
That's not to say that the Massachusetts guys aren't used to cold weather.
And taken away there by UMass. Could have been one of those big, tall second rows, and they elect to go with a box kick, and into touch goes number 14, Antoine Maison.
No, I think that's Frank Nugent.
Oh, sorry, that is Frank Nugent, yep.
No relation to Ted, as far as we know, or whether Ted's owning up or not.
Just getting used to these names. Apologies there as UMass go out into the middle of the field into their open side flanker, Ben Broski, the hands. Broski takes it in. Ball moved quickly to Buchanan.
You know, carrying the ball out there is Alex Mejia from Massachusetts, and he is a bigger than I expected wing, and I would utilize him if I'm UMass.
Broski brought it in there again, but an advantage here for the Minutemen as one of the Buffalo players was offsides. And to forget from the fullback there, I think we're going to come back to the penalty. Electing to go quick there is...
That was Brendan Kelly, I believe.
Max Tenenbaum. And now in the Buffalo half are the UMass Minutemen. Another errant pass going a bit back there, but UMass making the most of it here is quick recycled ball. Head off a sideways run.
That's Buchanan putting that kick up.
And the big number 11, Mejia. Mejia has his hands on the ball, and here he is, Alex Mejia, headed in for the first try of our game. 5-0 to the UMass Minutemen off a good little chip ahead. Oh, hang on a second here. I am correct.
Like
I thought for a second they were going to call it out of the back of the try zone there. But
no,
Mejia credited with the score. Try 5-0.
Yeah, watching the warm, going back to that, watching Mejia race up and down the pitch in the warm-ups, and I was standing pretty close to him. I was like, okay, all right. You know, every injury, I was feeling it, like thinking about tackling him on the fly.
6'3", 205. Certainly a big fellow to tackle there. Another one of the seniors on the team. He's a financial analytics and an alternative investments major, so I think you'll be seeing him here in New York after graduation. You might want to try to scoop him up.
Here's Brendan Kelly with the conversion.
And Kelly converts it. The Milton, Massachusetts native puts UMass ahead 7-0 early on here, just under 10 minutes gone, and a pretty absorbing contest. I mean, Buffalo's had the ball, you know, a bit more, I'd say the possession, a bit more territory, but, you know, one quick trip down, and UMass makes it 7-0.
Well, clearly the referee is favoring UMass because, you know,
because
for
Buffalo's
obvious
not winning.
reasons.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. I know that Fred Brzett is going to be writing letters.
And Rabbits there puts the ball down. UMass gathers once again, and big Mike Ruther has the ball in his hands right now. Fairfield Prep manager Jack Connolly in the crowd watching one of his favorite alumni play there as UMass retains possession. But Buffalo turns the ball over here. Not without being penalized, not releasing as he goes into that tackle, but good scrappy play there by the scrum half from Buffalo.
Can't make these mistakes when you're in the other team's end, right? You gotta be a little bit more disciplined.
Trying to put the ball out, but does not get there. Puts the ball in Nugent's hands, and Nugent starts to move it across field into Cornaccio's hands. But a knock on there, and just inside their half, we're gonna have just inside the Buffalo half, we're gonna have a UMass scrum.
Cornacchio looks a little bit like Barry Pepper, just for the folks at home.
Joe, a Buffalo native, actually. Ross, the senior, to put it in. Cullen moves it on. Got a couple of decoy
There's
runners going
Buchanan.
around to the back line. No crossing there as far as we can see. And Mejia is on again as Brendan Kelly has pushed it forward. Cover there by Rabbits. And
Inadvertent
block
kick
box
there.
kick. Yeah, nice choice right there as UMass comes up with it. Tom Ross, the scrum half, goes down on it. Ruther looking for his number 7, Ben Broski. Some great names out here. Broski, Rabbits.
Well, I can't wait to just start saying Meninderjeet Singh.
I'm sure he's going to get involved in the game sooner or later as UMass continues to push forward here. But turnover from Buffalo. Great work there inside their own 22 to really stem the tide of a tremendous UMass attack.
Looks like Tom Dreitland might have pilched that one.
And we had a little knock on in the contact there. We're going to have a scrum here for UMass as they will take it again with a great attacking position.
I beg your pardon. That was the outside center. That was Tiroli that came up with that one, mixing it up with the big boys. Nope, I beg your pardon. That was actually Owen Lother, a freshman.
We have Ross to put the ball in here, the Westfield, New Jersey native. Bit of a messy ball there, and he has to regather, swarmed by players. And there is that number 7, Meninderjeet Singh, in and over the ball and penalized for it. Singh, an electrical engineering major, another Buffalo native.
He's got a lot of syllables in that first name. It's Meninderjeet Singh. And they were all saying, oh, we just call him Singh. I'm like, well, we get the big bucks to say the guy's name.
Yeah, Meninderjeet. Right? What's so hard about Meninderjeet?
You're out there playing rugby. The least we can do is say your name.
And UMass pushes it forward through Zach Grosso into the corner. And Zach Grosso, the hooker, is going to take it in. Zach Grosso, actually a grad student from Wilbraham, Massachusetts. And also a mechanical engineering major. There's some really smart front rowers going on here.
Yeah, in my day we had a guy like Scott Lefkowitz, who was a beast like these front rowers, like Will Burke. But Scott's as dumb as a box of rocks. I mean, he is. No
Yeah.
offense, Scott.
Yeah.
But come
If you're
on.
listening, Scott, which I'm sure you are.
You know, we had guys like Lefkowitz, Gotek, and these guys are far from, any rocket scientist.
It's a
out
new
there.
day at Buffalo.
Yeah.
And a little knock forward there, so we're going to have a scrum here for Buffalo. Just about 10 meters out from their own zone. Cornacchio is going to put the ball in. Off they come through number 8.
That's Dreitland.
Dreitland. An English major. And Rabbits pounds the ball down to Mejia's hands. And Mejia elects to move it across the field. And gets it back there from his fullback. And Mejia breaks one. Wrapped up by a second, but it takes a couple of Buffalo players there to bring him down. And off we go to the big number 3 with the fantastic mutton chops, Leon Moultrie. And Buchanan looking for some space. Doesn't find it, so in, and Ross once again gives it to Ruther. Ruther breaks through, but has a ball ripped out of his hand, does the All-American. And Buffalo stemming the tide once again with some really, really good individual play as they left to move the ball quickly off of that.
Here's
Having to
Rabbits.
maintain his feet. Rabbits. And one of their big front rowers coming in just to settle things down. Cornacchio moves it. Meninderjeet Singh takes it forward. Great leg work there to pump it forward, get a few more meters, but UMass sniffed the opportunity for a turnover. Referee Mara having none of it as we get a penalty and a quick tap and go by
big
the Bulls,
stick.
and a big smack there as Singh has to come in.
Was that Terrence Cullen on the tackle there?
Little offload there. Meninderjeet Singh has the ball in his hands once again. really effective as Singh so far in the game.
Oh,
But an errant pass there winds up in Ruther's hands.
yeah, I think he
Not
was
surprisingly.
offside. Yeah. And when you're 6'5" with bright red hair,
Yeah.
the referee's going to notice offside.
6'8" with bright red hair. It's even more noticeable, and he's standing way offsides there.
Valid point, John. Valid point. So Rabbits is going to go for the corner. See if Rabbits can put them in a hole.
Rabbits got him out of a hole a couple of times. As Rabbits puts it down. Not the kick he would have wanted.
No, he kind of Steve Malloy'd that. It's a Buffalo reference. Steve Malloy always shanking kicks, kicking for touch. No offense, Steve.
Common phrase in the Buffalo area.
Yeah. If you Malloy a kick, it's not getting it into touch.
And we're going to come back here, all the way back. So Rabbits has put him in a bit of a hole as UMass will get the put in here. Referee Mara brings them together once again. And the big number 8 gets the ball at his feet and gives Buchanan a pass not to be admired as Buchanan gets hauled down and has to put it up into Mejia's hands. UMass able to get the ball sorted there as Moultrie makes another pass. Really, UMass here just making some silly mistakes instead of a good exit strategy from inside their 22, putting themselves under pressure.
Well, Pete Sanders made a great tackle, putting the fullback, I think, or was that Buchanan under pressure initially to set them on their heels.
And finally, a kick slightly off the side of the boot there into the swirling wind as UMass try to get themselves out of trouble. We're going to have a Buffalo line out here.
Yeah, Brendan Kelly is not happy with himself for that kick. But as you pointed out, the wind is starting to swirl, and it's no easy feat down there. Looks like a short line out.
Short line out here for Buffalo. Exactly in the corner of the field we can't see. And they go to the tail. Good throw there. And a little pick off the back as they just try to make a little headway into that defense. That UMass defense.
Here's Kells.
There he is,
captain.
Kells. Flanker comes center. Straight up and down run as Rabbits puts it out to the wing.
That's Wallenhauser out there, I believe, there, John.
And Wallenhauser first touch of the ball today as a pot of forwards running off their fly half, barrel their way through and really pushing towards that UMass line. Good phases put together here by this team, and the ball is in the outside center's hands as
So
he works his way towards the try line. And UMass strongly working to hold this up. We'll see if the Buffalo can get the ball to the ground, and they have. And Cornacchio assessing his opportunities. And we're going to come back. Penalty, assumedly for an offsides, as referee Mara sees UMass. Oh, not releasing is the call. And Maninderjeet Singh has the ball in his hands and decides to go quick as he moves it.
And no. Thought he snuck in there.
Looking to go wide this time. There he is again, the big number 12, Tolton Kells.
That was a great pickup of a dicey pass.
And Rabbits thinks about going outside, but realizes he should just go straight forward, keep things going. And we have thought an advantage there as the big number 4, John Lively, works his way in. Ball is Weber's hands, the fly half. Good defense here by this strong UMass side. So one of the Buffalo players tries to go high. He's going to regret that. But here we go, the ball in Buchanan's or Weber's hands again. Now Cornacchio to Singh. Singh works the ball to the ground. And here is Buffalo with the pick and go. Coach Hodgins will be itching for some points out of this. Again, just working a little side to side here. Another penalty advantage as Buffalo heads towards the line.
Trying to find some daylight there, takes it to ground.
And they move it wide into a rushing UMass defense. But I think we're going to come back for the penalty.
Yeah.
And referee Mary here, this is penalty after penalty after penalty. We may be looking at a yellow card situation either now or if UMass can't get things under control. Referee calling for the captain and for Mejia. Goes to the pocket. Yellow card it is, and the very effective Mejia is going to spend 10 minutes in the bin.
Well, that helps Buffalo in two ways. Number one, the obvious case is they're up a man, right? But secondly, Mejia's been doing some damage and is a try scorer so far, the only try in this match. So thank you, referee Mara.
Pierce Mara.
Finally getting something right.
And another penalty here. UMass really, really needs to watch out. At some point, you nearly will have to just give them the 5 points.
Yeah, how about a penalty try, John?
The ball there moved on, and Ruther nearly comes down with it as a game of volleyball breaks out for a second there. And we have a
looked like Aussie rules out there for a second, right?
We had a knock on by UMass. Is going to be Buffalo ball. And remember, they're down a wing right now as UMass. There should be a little space out there for them.
You know, on the back of the scrum, Tom Dreitland reminds me a lot of Jerry Rowan, another name from UB rugby lore. But here's a try. Oh, nice tackle.
Haul down just before the try line. Is one of the UB forwards. And there, the ball moved across the field, moved into Rabbit's hands. Rabbits finds Colton Kells, and Colton Kells finally finds a way there for the Buffalo Bulls. And we have a game continuing to ramp up here, 7-5, UMass over Buffalo, here at this URugby Bowl series.
That's the captain, Colton Kells, that we spoke about earlier. He is a brute of a young man, and he also plays flanker, and due to injury, showing his flexibility moving out to number 12.
A Fairport High School graduate. Is Colton Kells, played for Fairport Rugby in high school. We have Rabbits lining up the kick.
Reminds me a lot of Sean Perrin, a Xavier High School product that actually got me to play rugby.
And the rest is history, folks.
Cursing him since.
And Rabbits lines it up.
You know, John, there's a lot of cheesy mustaches on the pitch today.
Yes.
If you get a look.
It is Movember,
Yeah,
but you can't blame just that. And Rabbits has a player out there to hold the ball up for him, and he can't seem to do the job.
He's going to let go. And he nailed it.
Rabbits successful. Tie game here, 7-all, UMass and Buffalo. Just about 17, 18 minutes to go here. And a great contest on our hands. Lots of running, lots of back and forth rugby, Matt. Things are looking good.
Yeah, so far so good. Other than that try and the botched calls earlier against my
Buffalo
University
fan,
of
these
Buffalo
things
squad
don't always work out.
by Mara. But we're going to forgive him now that it's evened up and he's given a yellow card.
So let me get this straight. If Buffalo wins, great game. If UMass wins, Pierce Mara.
He should be
Completely
brought
to
up
blame?
on charges.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
making sure I knew where we stood.
I don't think I'm hiding anything here, John.
I'm saying you are. And the ball comes down there to Buffalo. Little spring in their step after that try. We move it out there to Weber. The
big
biomedical
stick.
engineering major. A huge stick from UMass there. The 14-man UMass has to work their way back into the game. And we are going to go back for that knock-on. And referee Mara.
With about 16 unofficial minutes left to go in this first half. 7-7, if you're just tuning in. University of Buffalo and UMass. Matt McCarthy here with John Broker. The smooth-talking John Broker.
No one's ever said that. The compliments are amazing. And here is Tom Ross, the senior. Again, moving there, working off the number 8. Again, a pass to not exactly anyone, as Mike Tiroli has to go in and scoop it up. And for UMass here.
Yeah, Ross has to be a little bit more decisive with his passing, specifically now that the wind is swirling more.
There goes the big fella Moultrie taking it in. Looks like we're going to get a couple of forward runs here as the ball goes to the big number 8, Terrence Cullen. Cullen decides to throw it back forward, wrong sport, and we're going to have a scrum here after a second knock on 2 Bucks at their own zone. First cold day of the season for these UMass boys. Maybe the ball's too cold to handle.
Well, again, I don't know that the cold is going to affect the team from Massachusetts more readily than it would a team from Buffalo, but the wind is something that, you got that lake effect wind blowing off the lake there, off the south towns up in Buffalo, and your kicking game and your passing game have to be honed accordingly.
Ball comes to the back there a little uncleanly, but Buffalo able to make things happen there as the big number 8, Dreitland, moves it forward. Maninderjeet Singh again to the back of the contact area. It's a quick pick and go to make some room. Another one to get their number 9 back in the game.
Barkachi's right in there too.
Barkachi.
It's a great name.
5'9", 230-pounder. Another local, West Nyack, New York, not too far from here.
There's a
clean ball, and UMass able to turn it over there. The number 7, Broski, the captain, spots it and gets himself involved. Good work, good law knowledge there from the open side flanker, and of an advantage there as a UB player comes flying in. That's Cody Cunningham. Came in and took something from the side, so I think they're still playing under advantage here. As Max Tenenbaum, a very tentative run into contact there for the UMass fullback.
He didn't want any part of Lively there.
And Ruther to the big number 3.
With the mutton chops.
Holding the ball like a loaf of bread, just pops it up there is Moultrie. And finally the penalty comes as UMass is getting an opportunity here. Still got a few minutes to kill on that sin bin. They might want to put this to the corner. See if they can drive it in with this big set of forwards.
Last one up for Mass was Ben Broski, the captain. He's been all over the pitch so far. And it's such a great name.
Yes.
But if you see it written, you can't say it.
Yeah, I was going to mispronounce it immediately, but it certainly worked out there as
Brzoski.
Hmm.
Turns into Broski.
Sounds like a Philadelphia native or a Pittsburgh native to me.
I think that was Billy Peasel with the
Brendan Kelly put the
grab.
ball in touch that time, and the ball pick and go here from big set of UMass forwards. I think they're going to want to keep this tight, but referee Mara spots a great UB play as they force the knock on.
Double turnover.
On their own line here, UB are going to want to probably make a little room to give their kicker a better angle. And nice heel there, not well held by their number 8, Dreitland.
Little case of the yips there.
Yeah, and putting themselves under a world of pressure as the ball is held up in the try zone, and we're going to have a scrum here to UMass in a great attacking position. No wing on their right-hand side as Mejia is still in the bin. That frees up one defender for Buffalo over there. But I would look to see Terrence Cullen, the number 8, pick and go with this, and these boys try to make something out of this.
I like to see Terrence Cullen pick and go the wrong way.
The finance major from Milton, Mass. His fun fact is about horse riding. I feel bad for that horse. As the ball gets spun into the midfield, and the number 13, Mike Tiroli, barrels towards the try line, and here's UMass at the try line, and try awarded. UMass, a 14-man UMass scores a try, and we'll have to see who it's awarded to.
I think Tiroli got that one in.
I think it's Tiroli as well. That number 13, Tiroli, kept onto it, drove it forward. And Tiroli, boy, he looks like somebody I know.
That's right. Somebody from a coach from Stony Brook, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe Stony Brook.
Yeah.
The pride of Saratoga, Jerry Miro.
Yeah.
Boy, that's uncanny.
It is pretty uncanny.
Jerry Miro here yesterday.
He's got his fingerprints all over this bowl series, doesn't he?
Should be here supporting his son. And the kick is good there from UMass. And UMass pulls up to 14-7. Just under 10 minutes to go. And a very absorbing contest between these. This is the great thing about this this bowl series. You get people from, different conferences, don't normally get to play each other, something like this. Buffalo, University of Buffalo, University of Massachusetts. And it's a really great opportunity there as Brendan Kelly was able to convert that.
Yeah, well, if referee Pierce Merrick could take his blinders off and start calling a fair game, Buffalo got a shot.
And the ball goes up. Billy Peasel comes down with that. As another pot of UMass forwards pounds ahead through Broski, the captain. Buchanan, ball in hand, running a bit sideways again. He's giving a little bit to the defense there, putting some pressure on his fullback, but Kelly able to just chip it forward. And pressure on was there forced to carry it in a touch.
Yeah, Buchanan on that pass there is not doing his guys any favors. You throw that ball a little high, he's got to take that, catch it, and then you're letting the defense come up. And they're fortunate to have control of the ball again.
And we'll have a UMass line out here any second. Looks like Broski, the captain, is going to played himself out of his own boots.
Wallenhauser made a nice defensive play to keep that ball, but he did go into touch, so that gave UMass the line out. Papa Doug Eberle was a big line-out force for us. He would spoil line-outs all the time. Just couldn't get around the pitch at all, though.
Ball goes up there to Peasel. And a couple of decoy runners as they look to go wide. Another decoy runner as little Jerry Miro, Tiroli, takes a ball into touch. And the ball is up to Moultrie. Good look on Moultrie.
Yeah.
And here is the number 9 gets a ball. I'm not sure exactly wanted. Ross just has to move it forward. Probably have a couple little pick and goes here.
There's your man Cullen taking the ball to turf.
And Ross is back up and looking for a runner.
That's the prop. That's Brendan Wallenstein, who is a man to reckon with.
Buchanan takes the ball, decides to kick it pretty much sideways, but UMass able to come down with it there. As Buffalo working their way over it, got to be careful here. As thought they might have hit the deck. Buchanan now takes a step, but Nanderjeet Singh.
Nanderjeet Singh.
That's it. In a way, Ross hauls up a high box kick. Really good pressure coming down here. Buffalo stuck in their own zone, just at their own 22, able to regather. Really well done there. Impressive individual effort by the, I believe, Luca Rabbit, but not releasing on UMass and have a penalty. Singh looks to go quick, but
yeah, Will Burke was upset with himself, the prop for Buffalo, by losing control of the ball, but at least the penalty was called prior to that. And Coach Hodgins is very high on Will Burke and thinks that he should get a look at the All-American squad, and I'm going to lobby on his behalf.
We're lobbying right now on his behalf.
But if you want to see an epic battle up front, folks, keep your eyes on the number 1, Brendan Wallenstein of UMass, and the number 3, Will Burke of Buffalo. These are two big boys. They're like cut from the same mold, going at each other.
Burke, the 6', 240-pounder. As Buffalo tries to go to the front, doesn't look that good. Mike Ruther, the All-American, comes up with it, and
there's Wallenstein.
Wellenstein barrels his way in. Buchanan, this time, a little bit of a better kick. He's got to get some more distance on those. He's just making it difficult.
That was nicely taken. I think that was that. Can't really see from here. I think that was that Wallenhauser back there taking that?
And the ball back out here. They got a little bit of width. They decide to go a bit wider that time. But punching it through in the midfield there. This is a big number 5, Cody Cunningham. But turnover by UMass. UMass working their way towards that 22. They got runners out to the right here. Going to move it out. Returning to the game is Mejia. Mejia able to keep the ball in. And battling the try line is Brendan Kelly there also, 2 or 3 UMass players. And now they're going to move it back out as Moultrie spots a gap. And Moultrie gets by 1 and
throws it away. Little ping pong with that ball.
Well, the egg has been not protected by these teams here, but UMass managed to keep it, nothing in it, and there he goes. Your man right there, Tiroli, takes it into contact. A couple of meters, able to work it back. Moultrie again.
Oh, did you see the little one-hand fake? Bring it back.
The little one-hand dummy was impressive there as off it comes, and Buchanan thinks he spots a gap.
There's a little Dom DiCarlo action right there.
UMass comes up with it. Singh all over this ball. Really aggressive, Nanderjeet Singh. As off goes Terrence Cullen. And here's Moultrie again.
There's that. Look at that battle up front, John.
They certainly are. Moultrie seems to get pretty excited around the try line here. And Mejia.
There's Nugent and Mejia going at it. And if I'm UMass, I am going to test the smaller wing, right?
As much as you can. And really stood his own there.
Broski with a little squib kick there that's coming back for the whistle.
Referee Mara bringing it back here, I believe. Maybe a scrum for Buffalo. They've had a number of these on their own line with just,
John, it looks like Mejia's got a slight limp going there on that. He's got that heavily taped left ankle. So that might be a factor.
Cornacchio, the junior, puts it in. Ball comes back and
he shanked it. He malloyed it.
He malloyed it.
He malloyed
They
it.
were cutting off the angle there. And Buffalo could only put the ball just a bit further down, so still inside their 22. It's going to be a UMass line out. You got some big boys to line up here.
You need more out of that kick.
Yeah.
Right? Can't be malloying that kick.
Up there to the front of the line out. As Buchanan on a wraparound doesn't take it. And there's Tiroli. Tiroli nearly crushed by Nanderjeet Singh, but turnover happens here, and Buffalo is off with it.
Oh, nice
a little
grab.
room on the outside if they can keep this moving. Hospital pass after hospital pass. Erase what's happening there. We're going to come back to a line to a knock-on scrum here for UMass.
They're cursing that pass back in Red Jacket on the Ellicott complex.
Under 2 minutes on the clock in this first half, but referee Pierce Mara, the ever-balanced and fair Fairfield Prep graduate, is overseeing this contest, so it'll go to referees time for the end of the first half after that.
Speaking of referees, I think the renowned Kiwi Andrew Britt on the premises, shaking hands with Iona coach Billy O'Connell and referee and director of rugby for Iona, Tim Downey. Meanwhile, there's that collision that Nugent is going to have to get used to for the rest of this day from Mejia.
Able to, Mejia taken down there eventually, but turned over by Buffalo. Great job in those wide channels to really turn the ball over on defense. As Cornacchio moves the ball straight into the midfield, and I think that's Colton Kells straightening things up. The ball comes back. No, there's Kells.
Here's
Sorry.
Kells.
Kells moves
Looking
on
for
to Singh. Nanderjeet Singh moves it on to that.
Here's Barkachi.
Number 1, Barkachi.
Looks a lot like Paul DiCarlo, who works at McCarthy Construction.
And Kells again, ball in hand. Ball moved on to the big number 8 there.
That's a great run.
Dreitland, good work to hand off one. UMass barreling in here, looking for the turnover. We'll see what happens. Referee Mara happy with it, saying, come on, boys, play on. But eventually a knock-on comes in from UMass, and we have Buffalo scrum. Sorry, just midfield, just about 35 meters out.
Yeah, I got to take it back what I said earlier about Dreitland being more like a Jerry Rowan. He's more like a Jeff Umlin. He's just ferocious carrying the ball off the back of the scrum. No slight of Jerry Rowan.
None taken by Jerry, I'm sure.
Or a Ken Letow, if you will.
And here we go, the Buffalo scrum well held there. And they move it off to the right-hand side.
And those
Weber.
passes are just a tad off. When you have to reach back for the pass, you want to take it on the burst. Like that.
like the pot up. They got good forward runners coming in through here. And here's Rabbit. Rabbit moves it out wide there.
It's a plural. It's rabbits.
To Owen Lother, the undecided student. As Nanerjeet Singh comes around, gets himself involved again. And Tiroli wraps him up.
And that's the captain, Colton Kells, who takes it to turf.
Moving the ball across the field here. One more.
It's Cody Cunningham.
Buffalo getting pushed back here, losing some ground. Lost about 20 meters on this series of phases.
If you're tuning in, there is no time on the scoreboard. 14-7 in favor of UMass, and we're on the officials' time, Pierce Mara's time.
And turnover as Mike Ruther, the big UMass player, brings it in. And
there's a great defensive play by Weber.
And play on. Everybody happy as Buchanan again looks to the sky, but Rabbit, no problem taking that one down.
Rabbit's taken like a young Timmy Lomax Burns right there. If Timmy had long hair and a ponytail.
So what kind of donation does Buffalo get every time you mention a name like that? Each guy owe $5, $10?
Well, that's part
Does
of
it go to
the
the
plan
school or
here,
to the
isn't it?
tubas?
Yeah, it's let's call it what it is.
And here we have penalty against UMass. Not sure how much time there is. Rabbit has ball in hand.
I don't know that Steve Malloy is going to be given any money anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Malloy. Drops his wallet. And
Rabbit's just Malloyed that one.
To the sideline there. And halftime it is here at this URugby Bowl series matchup between the UMass Minutemen and the University at Buffalo Bulls. I'm John Broker with Matt McCarthy, famous alumni from Buffalo. We'll be back.
Decidedly biased broadcast.
After this halftime.
What's special is that it has everything that makes academic medicine great. We have the fellowship-trained specialists, but we still bring the style and type of medicine that's indicative of a community practice.
We are all trained in our area of interest and expertise, so our patients see a doctor who specializes in their particular injury.
I did have 2 consults with major New York City hospitals, but I just felt that the care was best here. I was treated like a rock star. The surgery exceeded any expectations that I had.
Welcome back to the URugby Bowl Series. This is John Broker with Matt McCarthy. Matt, take it away for a second.
Hey, folks, we are back. We have a 14-7 match just starting the second half. UMass on top of my University of Buffalo, and I am not going to be apologetic about a biased broadcast, specifically since John Broker just made the mistake of leaving me alone in the booth. But anyway, UMass has played
I heard that.
very well. John Broker heard that, and he quickly came back to save you from an all-Buffalo rant in 40 minutes.
I didn't even go to UMass like Kelly Robinson. But here we have Buffalo on an early scrum in the second half. No changes so far as the ball goes out to the 13, Owen Lawther.
And you can see the swirling wind off of Lake LaSalle. Oh, actually, no, that's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well played there under some pressure by
Look at this by
Wallenhauser.
Nanderjeet Singh. Nanderjeet Singh breaks one, breaks two, breaks three. On the way through there on the attack as the wind really starts to pick up here.
We got
Ball moves the Colton Kells to Rabbit.
we got your late and it's off the South Towns at the same time right now.
And penalty there again as Nugent was making some inroads.
Nugent strumming his way into the hearts of Buffalo fans. We had a visit from Iona coach Billy O'Connell, who played for the New York Rugby Club along with yours truly, mentioning that Buffalo's not taking advantage of using their backs more, especially the likes of Colton Kells.
They are pretty forwards-oriented team, both of them, really. Buchanan on UMass, a little bit too much of a sideways runner for my liking. Taking his backs out of the plays a little bit there, not getting as much as they want. We do want to see the Jerry Miro-esque Tiroli getting full stride.
Yeah, he is. He's a bigger dude than he looks like from here.
Yeah.
They all are.
So
To be honest with you.
And here is Cornacchio. The ball goes back to the number 8.
Wow.
Treitland makes a huge run, slam to the ground as Buffalo
Turns it
popping
over.
out. They had no number 9 there. They had nobody there to act as a link. And UMass turns it over in their own zone after some great pressure there. And going to be able to get the ball away is the number 15, Brendan Kelly. Can't find touch.
And here comes Wallenhauser.
Wallenhauser coming across the pitch as Tiroli knocks down one of the players there, and Buffalo has an advantage there. It looked like diving over. We saw a knock on first.
Yeah, I saw a penalty there. It looked like
Mara.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the non-call on a penalty there from referee Mara, in all seriousness, but, you know, it's easier from up here, isn't it?
Yeah. He always has us to second guess what he's doing. As the Bulls will have the put in here.
Freshman Owen Lawther, who was taken down on that tackle, and he is holding his arm. I can't tell if it's his wrist. 13 for UB.
And to the back here, another quick strike.
A little 8-man
Treitland
pickup.
again takes 2, 3, 4, 5 meters. And we have Kerry Antoine has entered the game. Goes in for that one. Replacement prop.
Oh.
And back in the back line again. Winding up 10, 15 meters behind where the last contact area happened. Needle will go forward from this Buffalo team if they're going to tie it up and challenge. No offense, Matt. And Rabbit has ball in hand, and now they're going to get forward through Kells.
Kells.
Slides through a half gap.
Kells reminds me.
Really?
Yeah, he is just a great player. Together.
Everybody likes him.
Everybody likes him. Dynamic.
Nanderjeet Singh there makes a break and gets the ball away to Treitland. And now Rabbits again in that first receiver position. Really good and nearly taken by Tiroli there, but knocked forward in that attempt. We're going to have a scrum here to Buffalo.
Yeah, we'll take the initial knock.
Yes.
I see what you're trying to do here.
Really?
You're trying to make this a fair broadcast.
I am trying to make this a fair broadcast. Fair and balanced here at the URugby Bowl Series. That's what we're all about.
There'll be no such thing. All right. Here's the Barry Pepper look-alike. Cornacchio. Rabbits, kills. Taking the turf. Dug out again. Here's Lawther. Oh, tough one. Dropped there by Thomas Kiernan, who is in off the bench.
And a knock on there as referee Mara is going to set down another scrum for UMass.
So we've got a lineup change that we have. It looks as though Rabbits is now playing fly half for the Bulls, and that could mean that Matt Weber, who got dinged up here the last time Buffalo played here at Iona against Iona, is out because it sure looks like
Rabbits is taking over.
Wallenhauser is back, right?
Yep. I think Rabbits is giving us some good go forward here as we have a free kick call there. Broski gets the ball in his hands quickly, does the UMass captain. As
he chooses to.
He's
Interesting.
not afraid, Broski.
Why not kick there, John?
It was a free kick, so they would have handed over possession, but now they get a penalty from one of the University of Buffalo players not listening to Matt McCarthy and coming in from the side. We're going to have a for UMass.
That looked like Cody Cunningham. With the neon orange cleats.
And Brendan Kelly steps up. Puts it downfield. We're going to have a line out here for UMass.
You know, the one advantage that UMass has in the lineouts is Luther. He is. They don't have the length there, blue jerseys that they do with the UMass guys.
Let's see where they go to this time. Little dance moves in the line out there as the ball comes back out, and Ross.
Sing right on.
Sing is a heck of a player. He's one of my favorites of the day here right now for Buffalo. Just a fantastic work rate around him. As the ball moves out there to Mejia. And Mejia tries to work his way through. But penalty again against Buffalo there for not releasing. What do you think of that call?
You know, again, I'm just so frustrated by any call that goes against the University of Buffalo. I don't care who the referee is. You know, and we've got Andrew Britt, one of the highbrow referees, behind me in the booth, so I have to really watch what I'm saying about this obvious tactic from Pierce Mara.
Pierce Mara never attended UMass, neither did anybody in his family.
Sure he didn't. Wrong.
But remains to be seen. As a line out here for UMass, where should they go this time? And the ball winds up at the tail after a bit of an overthrow, not straight. And the call goes Buffalo's way, as we're going to have.
Well, you know what? Sometimes.
Scrum here for Buffalo. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes. That's all I'm going to say. Leave it hanging. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we've got about 31 minutes unofficially to go in a great match so far. UMass on top of Buffalo.
14-7, the Minutemen are up. And Buffalo, the Bulls, inside their own half.
And that's the smoothest silk voice of John Broker, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the comic stylings of Matt McCarthy here in the booth for this URugby Bowl series.
Well, there's nothing funny about this game. My boys are down.
This is an absorbing contest. We're waiting to hear some more of these legendary Buffalo stories from Matt McCarthy.
No, you're not.
A few more of these names that we've heard over again as we're going to get a UMass, a little dance move in the line out as they go to the front again, and poorly taken there, and a knock-on ensues. We have Buffalo ball again.
Tom Ross left to try to clean up a mess there off of that line out.
Bit of a slowdown in the last couple of minutes of this game. Things just taking place on that side of the field. I'm sure they'll pick up soon as Buffalo is going to be looking to even up the scores here, and UMass to stay down their end. sets it down there, and again it's Cornacchio. The industrial engineering major. Wow, these guys are smart. Well, they got good majors. They might not be smart. But ball taken in there in the midfield, losing a bit of ground.
That was the freshman law there.
Cornacchio gets it to Nandarjeet Singh. And Singh knocks on the tackle. We're going to have a scrum here for UMass, center of the field, just about 30 meters out. Nandarjeet Singh, an electrical engineering major.
I think the more experienced UMass squad is now starting to find a bit of a groove. They're being a little bit more patient, it seems.
Yeah, they had ball in hand the last couple minutes, but we'll see how that changes now. As Ross puts it in. And Ross finds Kelly. Kelly chips through. We see some space in behind. He's got chasers there in Tiroli and Tenenbaum.
Singh comes up with it.
Singh, just a work rate.
Yeah, he's all over the pitch right now.
He has
that was a great kick, great strategic kick by Kelly.
Offense and defense. Singh has been a really key man here for Buffalo. Key tackles. Preserving ball as they have a chance to clear it away here. And inside their own try zone is Buffalo. Big challenge. The ball goes down, and referee Mara, they get tackled inside their own try zone. It's going to be a scrum here to UMass, just about 5 meters out.
Yeah, that was well played by UMass, and Buffalo did actually, successfully defend their goal. But this is all started by that great little kick by Brendan Kelly. He saw that 23 was in Tom Kiernan playing on the wing as a sub, and he took it right to him right away. Looked a bit
and the
like
ball
a deer
here to the back of the scrum here as
like a Timmy Burns.
UMass works it out through the big number 8, Terrence Cullen. Cullen takes the ground. And here we're looking for some forward runners here.
Here's Ross.
And off goes
the big man.
The big fella, Moultrie. And as they switch back in there, it looks like
that's Luther, right?
Luther, the big red dog, as they call him.
Yeah.
And here's the ball to Broski, the captain. Broski heads towards the line.
And he's in.
Try awarded by Pierce Mara, and Broski, the captain, puts it down. And we are at 19-7. 19-7 here. The Minutemen taking the lead over Buffalo. Just about 15 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
Matt McCarthy, not speechless yet, but that would be the first time I've ever seen that.
Well, you know what? You can't knock the UMass attack here. They seem like they've settled it down. They're not trying to do too much. They've been a little bit patient. They did have that one little kick from Brendan Kelly that put Buffalo back on their heels. Very strategically wise kick, and 19-7 tells the story right now, and this is a huge conversion right here.
Brendan Kelly looking to move things forward.
This is not an easy kick, specifically with the wind right now.
And the computer science major can't push that one around to come in, can't get the curl on it, and is going to remain 19-7, the UMass Minutemen over the University at Buffalo Bulls here in the URugby Bowl Series.
I'm going to take this time to salute the Tubas, the traveling University of Buffalo alumni squad. When the University of Buffalo used to go by the name the Mad Turtles and were colored maroon and gold, ironically what the colors here at Iona are. But now they are the University of Buffalo Bulls in the school colors and name.
I'm going to take
probably a good thing.
Our executive producer, Amy Ciano, for bringing me a hot cup of coffee that I'll gladly share with you. And a knock on again, as it's going to be a scrum here to Buffalo.
I did not get a cup of coffee, so I guess she's not happy with me.
You just got an on-air salute. I can give.
Just kidding, Amy. I have plenty of Joe here.
And we're going to have a scrum here for Buffalo.
I always go to the Tim Hortons in Cheektowaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the town, city, and village of Cheektowaga.
Tim Hortons. As Rabbit comes off the back there and Kells puts it out into Lother's hands. And once again, Singh at the back of that contact area as the ball goes to number 4, John Lively, the exercise science major. One of the few non-engineering majors on this team. And again, Rabbit gets it moving forward as one of their replacements comes barreling in there. Does number 17, Bergio, the pharmacy major.
And he's a freshman. Now, they've got a lot of youth in this University of Buffalo squad. University at Buffalo.
University at Buffalo. And the Bulls again on the charge here as Rabbit that time, a little indecisive with Broski up in his face. But penalty for offsides. Guess Broski's not as quick as he looked.
Captain Kells wanted to take that one. You can see he's just itching to try to make something happen. But you got to be careful. You don't want to try to do too many things at once. Just keep it simple. Be patient. There's plenty of time. Get some phases going and get a rhythm going. They haven't done that yet.
Really interesting call here as Buffalo on that penalty. Captain Kells decides to go for a scrum here about 40 meters out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that other than they're afraid of Rabbits malloying a kick,
Yeah.
right? Malloy's kicks used to tick off Jim Wallier, who was an exceptional
Very good
player in our back line, yeah.
bit of pressure from the UMass scrum there forces Buffalo to kind of regather, but the ball in the midfield to Kells here, and Kells hands off one, wrapped up by 2, but takes him on his back for another couple of meters. And here we go, another big forward run. I believe that's that big
That's
number
Burke.
1. Oh, I thought that was Barcacci, but Burke takes it. Great hands there as Buffalo continues to roll forward. But we had a knock on there from UMass. And there right around the contact area is Nanderjeet Singh, just ever present in this team.
Again, Burke reminds me of Scott Lefkowitz, just brighter. Yeah. They need something. They got to get something going here. So maybe that's what Kells was thinking. Okay, you know, let's. We're not winning the lineouts. Maybe that was a factor because of Luther.
Big run off the back of the scrum there from Buffalo. Some
Ruther,
players
I mean,
in.
yeah.
And good work there by UMass. That was Broski, the captain, really got himself in there, strong over the ball, and able to force the turnover. It's a scrum here for UMass. Just about 35 meters out from their own line. Referee Maris surveys the scene, making sure these teams are back 5 meters. And once again, Ross to put the ball in. Pressure this time from Buffalo as they move it out to their right-hand side, and spotting a little space in behind there is Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly just rolls it down, makes about 40 meters on that one. The Buffalo's line out at their own 30.
I think that's a smart play because you are dominating in the lineouts. You're putting Buffalo back in their own end, and you're asking them to make a play, and they haven't done it yet, right?
And a long way to go. They're going to need a score soon as Buffalo.
Buffalo's only try came when they were a man up.
To the tail of the line out, doesn't quite work. Bouncing ball, but works back, and Rabbit has to nearly go into the rabbit hole for that one, but it's going to be a knock on there by UMass. Rabbits.
His dad's a physics professor from Wisconsin, and his mom's from Italy. And we have cookies in the booth.
Cookies in the booth.
Wow.
This is always the best part of our broadcast day.
This
and we
is
have a
definitely
scrum here.
And look, it's warm.
We're Buffalo and Rabbits. has ball in hand again as he moves the ball out to Lothar. And again, Rabbits, ball in hand, moves it out. Playing on the wing there is
Thomas Kiernan.
number 23, Thomas Kiernan, the business administration major from West Nyack, New York. And a pick and go off the back there. We'll see how Mike Hodgins' replacements do here as Broski, big strong fella, trying to hold him up. But Rabbits looking to the width again. Kells passes it on to a very well covered teammate.
You know, Kiernan is a registered coach.
And here we have a big break here from Buffalo. Ball just slips through the contact area. Referee Mara says no problem.
And
UMass,
turned away.
however, able to pull it right out of the next contact and pushes it back as the sophomore Frank Nugent has to go back. Nugent, a Xavier High School product.
Little inexperience with not keeping that ball, right? You make the big run, you try to do an extra something, and it costs your team. But here's a quick tap by that man, Singh.
Nanderjeet Singh. He
Tuning up the
really-
defense, that Singh.
He's on song, that Singh, and he's really working his way forward here. Yeah.
Oh, unsung that Singh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can only try to keep up with you, Matt,
Oh,
as on we go. Where
you
the
just
Buffalo
went way
roam.
beyond. Here's Rabbits.
Here's Rabbits on his own. Rabbits, a nice little offload there, but Kells can't quite handle it, and Mara's going to bring it back for the scrum.
Rabbits had the carrot dangling in front of him, but could not finish.
And it's that part of the game where we resort to some vocal trickery. And referee Pierce Mara once again sets down a scrum as the wind continues to swirl. UMass inside their own zone. Set back a little further than necessary.
Tommy White Shoes Ross gets it out to Buchanan, who puts it up.
And Buchanan
And
straight
directly
in a
out.
touch. Big mistake there from Buchanan. Kicking a little off today.
It's getting a bit of a look from Brendan Kelly, the fullback.
Sure it was just some constructive criticism.
Don't look now, but Spencer Shorkey is in for UMass, one of our favorite names
Shorkey.
in the pregame.
Yeah. He's on the pick your favorite name list for today's post-game show.
Shorkey with the short shorts and long legs.
And the ball tapped down well there to Cornacchio. Nanderjeet Singh. Look at this kid go, Nanderjeet Singh. He is just all about it. 5'7", 170. Not
There's
the biggest
Kells.
flanker out there, but gets the ball to Kells. And between Singh and Kells, they
Kells
have just
looking for a
decided
second try.
they would like to will this game as a win. And Singh at the back of that contact area again as driving forward goes.
And they're in!
Buffalo and absolutely giving a try.
Ha!
Barreling through there, and Pierce Mara can do nothing but hand the try to, it looks like the replacement prop, Gary Antoine.
Wow, that is great.
And that's got to warm your heart, Matt.
It certainly does. They're dancing in Diefendorf back at the Main Street campus. And that's the annex, the Diefendorf annex. Wow, great try. And we're back, baby.
1912, the Minutemen over Buffalo Bulls right now as Rabbits lines up this kick to narrow things to a 5-point margin if he can. Tough kick into the wind. Kicks it high, and neither flag go up.
And it's
And
good.
Flags do go up. Local referee and director of rugby Downey here from Iona.
They're
calls that
giggling
one,
and
and
governors.
we're good to go. As 1914, the UMass Minutemen for the University at Buffalo Bulls. This is John Broker with Rugby Wrap-Ups Matt McCarthy. And exciting 15 minutes to go here, Matt.
It is. I sense epic comeback here for the University of Buffalo Bulls. I've got a surprise guest in none other than coach, Bruce McLean, who's kind of being shy right now. Shy, John?
He's being shy. I've never seen this before.
I don't know how I can be shy around Matt McCarthy. I'm basically making out with him right now. It's so close on the mic.
Well, Coach, why don't you come on the other side of me here so that we can just lean
Out in
into each
private.
other.
I'll tell you, that kid Singh on Buffalo, the number 7, is all over the field. He's been a tremendous person to play against in the years that I've been coaching Iona. He's one of our favorite opponents because he brings it every single day. And sometimes Buffalo has struggled on the scoreboard, but that kid is first class. I'll tell you that. And Mike Hodgins is one of the really great men in rugby. He's just one of the great rugby guy who has coached and given his time to the game for so long that you've got to respect that. And we're so proud of the program he's gotten over there. I think you are too, Matt.
Little bit, Coach.
Matt's not really
Great,
proud
great
of the program
words
up
from
there.
Coach McLean.
And that, we've been talking about Nanderjeet Singh all day, Bruce. I mean, this guy is just 100% work rate. I mean, he's just everywhere.
He is everywhere. He's a ball carrier. He's a clear out guy. He's a tackler. He just, no matter how many times he goes down on the floor, he gets up and does his job again and again and again. Just a wonderful player, and any men's team would be very happy to have him. So if you're out there and you're recruiting, that's the guy you want.
He'll be playing for the New York Rugby Club upon graduation. Thank you for solidifying that recruit for us, Coach.
Nanderjeet Singh,
Gonna
also
cut
on the
Bruce's-
great name of the
gonna
day
cut
list.
Bruce's mic off now as the penalty kick just a line drive gets over the bar. That's huge kick right there.
Brendan answers quickly, does UMass. 21-14 after a Brendan Kelly conversion of
It's
5'11",
22 if you're not in
175
Canada.
pound
22-14, John.
senior. 22-14. My math's a little off. I didn't go to the University of
We're gonna go
Buffalo.
to Fairfield or something.
Marist College wasn't a math school.
I'm going to let you guys, and thanks for tuning in to the Bowl Series Rugby at Iona, and hopefully we have kept you and had you had a great time doing it.
Well, Bruce, a salute to you as you go for what you're doing with the program. And I know it hasn't been an easy couple of days for you with the suspensions and whatnot, but you have a great program. This is exciting here, and we look forward to coming back here more.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of the game, and good luck to both teams. I know who you want.
All right, Coach. We'll see you for an adult beverage after the matches.
Thank you, Coach McLean, one of the legends of the game around here. And as we go back, some big hits kind of filtering in here as both teams are really looking to capitalize in this last 12 minutes. And 22-14, still open time there. It looked like Nanderjeet Singh and Colton Kells really just want to will this team to a win, Matt.
Yeah, and you know what? They have the capability of doing that, but nobody gave slipped that memo over to UMass.
Yeah.
Because the Minutemen are all over them. You know, they know those are the two guys they basically have to shut down.
And a little bit of a mix-up there, but not going forward as University of Buffalo
right?
here takes a big hit, does Wallenhauser. They've got room on this side if they choose to go, but can't quite get the ball there quickly enough as Rabbits pushes it out.
Wallenhauser was rambling east-west like a Mike Miller used to do back in my Buffalo days.
And Rabbits now forced to look for some space, sees it, trying to roll it out, and Mejia back on it. But it's going to be a UMass lineout just inside the Buffalo half.
Yeah, we'll see if Buffalo can get the momentum swinging back in their favor, because they need something to happen like now.
They need a McCarthy moment, I think.
They do need a McCarthy moment of some sort, but maybe
Can we
there's a
define
different
that?
McCarthy that you know.
Yeah, this may be a different McCarthy
Yeah.
we're talking about. As UMass look at the middle of the line out, and ball sailing high, but they're able to come down with it.
Yeah, they've got that distinct height advantage, and I'm just wondering, did they bring in Tom Randolph, the 6'9"
I'm not sure. That was
lock off the bench?
Brosky and ball taken in there by one of their replacements.
Ross with one of his rare K9s.
And under some pressure here is, I think, that wing again as we have a penalty coming back. Holt is in.
He's looking to test that defense.
And I don't think it was coming back this far.
And he is going to test the defense. Quick tap, and
here goes Nandarjeet Singh. I thought he was obstructed there.
Mike Tiroli was not back. He had his hands in the air, so I don't know.
And here we go.
Okay, all right. That's that Will Burke.
And here goes Buffalo. Another pick and go here. As Ruther tries to hold it up and gets the ball loose. Referee says, all good, play on. And I believe that's Nandarjeet Singh comes to the once again. The ball comes out to Rabbits. Rabbits steps inside Ruther. Those gigantically long arms can't quite corral him.
John, you got to control the ball here. Don't try to do too much. You cannot turn this over.
And could this be their McCarthy moment as Lowther takes it? And the ball comes to the recent try scorer there, Kerry Antoine. And now to Colton Kells. Kells moves it away. Not the best pass. They really do need to control this, and the ball gets spilled forward.
And it's turned over.
And here
going
goes
the other way with
UMass.
numbers is now the Minutemen.
Wisely kicked in the middle of the field as the chase is on, and we'll see what's happened as Mejia, battling the touchline, loses the battle. And we'll see what we're going to come back to here. Is it a 22? Is it going back to where it came from? They rolled out of the back of the try zone there, so Buffalo making a little break out of that.
That's fortunate. Definitely fortunate. But again, you can't lose possession of the ball there. You know, that was just trying to do too much. You have to go to turf, protect the ball, and get the phases going.
Yep.
There's still time for that.
We're going to scrum here for Buffalo.
So, John, who's stood out for you so far for UMass?
For UMass? UMass has been an interesting team. I think Tom Ross, the scrum half, controls it really well. And, I think Brendan Kelly's been a calming force at the back there. But really, it's been Ben Broski, the captain. When they need somebody to make it happen, Broski is there.
I'm going to have to go with the height and the presence of Mr. Ruther.
I didn't want to go to Mr. Ruther because we went to the same alma mater high school, so I didn't want to seem like, that kind of guy in the booth.
Well, he's impacted the game in the fact that his presence alone has kept Buffalo from going for lineouts.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 6'8" there. Got to take account of him. Coached by Frank Decker and Mark Stepsis at Fairfield Prep. And off the back comes Dreitlin. And
Dreitlin's
Buffalo,
had himself a nice match today.
Yeah, they're very active. Buffalo trying to find their way through here. They got some space out wide here. They got diminishing defense as the try scorer once again, Kerry Antoine, comes barreling forward, and he's a lot to get a hold of. As the ball moves out to Kells. Kells moves it.
Oh. UMass defenders just really putting in some good sticks.
Yeah, and Burke, the big fella. There, now Rabbits. Nearly picked off there by Tiroli. Would have made his doppelganger Jerry Miro proud.
Knocked
but
on,
knocked
though.
it on. Nearly went away there, and that's going to be
Scrum
a
down
here
Buffalo.
to Buffalo.
We've got about 7 minutes remaining unofficially, or 6 minutes remaining unofficially. UMass on top, 22-14. Matt McCarthy of Rugby Wrap-Up here with the smooth, silky voice of John Broker. Blustery day, gray day, kind of like Buffalo weather right now. And John?
Pretty evenly matched game here, to be honest. And Buffalo, if they can get something going right now and get a couple points on the board, it changes everything. And they're really working towards that.
Again, they need to be patient.
They have 7 or 8 minutes to go. And there's 5:40 on the clock, and there's got to be a couple of extras here. As Colton Kells tries to move it out, and nothing quite happening as Nandarjeet Singh has to go back.
There's a surprise, right?
There's that name that we consistently heard.
Here's Singh with the ball.
And Singh again.
Running
Goes
directly into a gale force wind.
Yeah. We're happily inside the booth here right now as the wind comes whipping down. And the wind is against Buffalo, so they really have to keep ball in hand. And referee Mara spots a little knock on there. And we are going to
Killer.
have ourselves a scrum here to UMass. again, we have Tom Ross.
You know, I have to say one thing, all kidding aside. I think Pierce Mara has called an excellent match. So I'm not gonna tell him that, and I categorically deny it later on, but he has called a good game.
He is a very even-handed referee. He just wants to see the game flow. Hopefully the coaches have been nice to him, and a little push pass there doesn't work, and we have UMass ball. Referee not signaling any kind of advantage, but we'll see what they do, because wisely Brendan Kelly again whips one up into the wind, trying to keep the ball down. Big crossfield. And here we go. Big replacement, number 23, Thomas Kiernan. Can't make it happen, and referee Mara slowed things down here for a second. As we're going to have a penalty for Buffalo, and Nandarjeet Singh is pointing for the posts with just about 4 minutes to go. Interesting call here. And instead they go quick, and off they go as Buffalo looking for those elusive points. And moving it out to the wing as they push their way forward.
Need the phases here. Got to retain possession.
And there's Burke, the big tight head, and Broski in over it, but loses his feet. We'll see where he goes. He's able to come back up, and not surprisingly, Nandarjeet Singh gets a hold of it, but hit by Mike Ruther.
Yeah, how many times have we called those names all day long?
Very active around the field, and here we go. Rabbits has the ball. Rabbits sees an outside defense and has to push his way back in.
Trying to pull one out of his hat, Rabbits.
He certainly is. An advantage here to Buffalo for a knock-on. So they're going to get the ball back one way or the other. They really do need some points here as a pick and go. Keeps going, and then, you know, these pick and goes, they do give it a little time here, Matt. And Buffalo needs some points here. We're just about 3 minutes out. And Singh goes back inside. Colton Kells decides he's going to give it a shot. And whistle, again, knock on by UMass. Going to be a scrum here for Buffalo. Time winding down on the clock.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. But this is where you pull a Dan Whitney.
Really?
Yeah. You get Dan Whitney, a legendary University of Buffalo Mad Turtle turned bull. I remember one time we were playing in Batavia, and Dan scored 3 tries in the last minute and a half.
Really?
Look it up.
Wikipedia. And here we have a Buffalo scrum as the move is on. Broski again pulling to the ground, hit another tackle from the UMass captain. So off we go here is Antoine Carey. A lot of ball in hand for Antoine Carey since he's come into the game. Making a really big impact besides scoring a try. Pushing holes in that defense as the Gabe Lee Pelt looking for it, but ball not coming. It's going to be a UMass scrum here, just about a minute on the clock, and we'll see where they go. Scrum here to UMass. UMass in no hurry to make this happen.
Buffalo, put them all together and you get a Buffalo. Come on, boys.
Late in the game, Buffalo pushing before the ball is in here. We got a free kick to UMass. That does not look good for them. And slowing down, even though it's a free kick here, they can put it away. And Buffalo's going to have to come up with the ball with 6 seconds left on the game clock. Referee Mara is going to be time on his watch now.
Yeah, we are on Tim Mara's watch, literally and figuratively right now. Pierce Mara's watch, I beg your pardon. Got a dirty look from Andrew Britt here in the booth, who seems suddenly French. Well, either way, win or lose, both of these teams have played a great match. It's been a great, great bowl series, and I got to tell you, I am proud of my Buffalo boys. But got to salute the guys from the Minutemen, right?
Yeah, Minutemen have had a great game here down from UMass. Amherst, Mass. It's going to be rocking tonight after this bowl series. What looks like a championship coming as Colton Kells barrels into it. Captain against captain, Kells versus Broski. And Buffalo still looking for it, and I wouldn't be surprised if the guy I can't see with the ball is Nandarjeet Singh, and it is, as he high work rate again. Huge praise from Bruce McLean, who hates everyone. So, really getting praise out of Bruce, just kidding, Bruce, is fantastic. And another penalty here, according to referee Mara, and looking for the at least consolation score is Singh to Kells. Kells whips it over his head, winds up in somebody's hands, and Buffalo keeps pushing. Not done yet with no
Not
time
done
on the
yet,
clock
that's
in
right.
this URugby Bowl Series matchup.
You know, you mentioned the two
And
captains
penalty.
colliding, right? It would how great would it have been if there wasn't an injury and we could have seen Kells go at number 6 versus number 7 Broski.
It would be fantastic. That would have been a great battle of day as
There's a
try again there. And he may be rewarded for all of his hard work today. I do believe I saw Nandarjeet Singh go flying in with that ball, but we'll see who everybody shakes hands with as they come up. Singh involved as usual. Either Singh or Rabbits went down with that one. And try awarded.
And they're doing backflips over on the Red Jacket lawn. That's right, Red Jacket.
And we'll see who comes up with that. Could also been a Kerry Antoine again. Kerry Antoine with a second try as an impact player.
It looks that way, yeah.
2 tries, amazing.
Wow.
We'll have to look at that on our TriCaster replay as Rabbits get set to kick. And this could be the end of the game as
And how
no good.
how-
And 22-19, referee Mara.
how big was Brendan Kelly's penalty kick, that line drive that just got over the bar? Look at the score.
Tremendous, yeah. Kelly puts in the kick, fantastic. And here
Look.
at the URugby Series, here at Iona College, Mazzella Stadium, UMass, the Minutemen, have overtaken Buffalo, University at Buffalo Bulls, 22-19. Matt McCarthy, before we wrap up, any words about your Buffalo team?
They played hard. They played tough. They're a young team, which is great. But, the Minutemen, well coached, executed. The Minutemen played 80 minutes, right? So they lived up to their name every minute they were involved and engaged. And you got to salute both programs. Lot of good stuff.
Absolutely fantastic matchup there, 22-19, so close, not too much in it. And here at the URugby Bowl Series, hosted by Iona College, this is John Broker with Rugby Wrap-Up's Matt McCarthy. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with the Loyola, Maryland.
And just one question before you go. Are you a tuba? Dilly.
We'll be back with Loyola, Maryland versus Binghamton.
That's special is that it has everything that makes academic medicine great. We have the fellowship-trained specialists, but we still bring the style and type of medicine that's indicative of a community practice.
We are all trained in our area of interest and expertise, so our patients see a doctor who specializes in their particular injury.
I did have 2 consults with major New York City hospitals, but I just felt that the care was best here. I was treated like a rock star. The surgery exceeded any expectations that I had.
Okay, hi everybody. This is Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report. We are here at the Bowl Series. We're going to be getting ready for the final game, which is Binghamton against Loyola. Before we do that, we've got Ellie from UMass here. University of Massachusetts won 22-19. Brendan, how you doing? Pretty good. All right. So congratulations, first of all. Tell me about this game. Very cold, very windy conditions, very physical. Buffalo's big team too. So what was it like for you?
Yeah, we definitely matched their physicality. They had incredibly hard runners, and we came out to play today and really tried to shut down some of their hard. Their 7, their 12 were playing phenomenal. So we just went low, made our tackles. Gave up a little bit too many penalties, I think, in that first half, but pulled through. Luckily.
You had that early try, the kick and chase down with your wing. That was a big one. It sort of gave you a little bit boost. Hey, we can score in these guys.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, in any game, coming out scoring in the first 10 minutes is massive. Momentum swing, especially in such a big game. You need to get your feet underneath you. And that's having a 7-point lead there is awesome.
You knew they were going to come back. I mean, you
absolutely.
knew they were going to come back. What did you talk about halftime in terms of trying to close this game out?
Biggest thing for us was penalties. We were giving up way too many penalties in the rucks. We needed to be able to kind of stay away from that, play defense, hit their guys low, because the more guys we put into the ruck, the more times they were getting good breaks.
Speaking of penalties, you had a penalty that you opted to go for points, which you slotted.
Barely.
And barely, right? The wind is terrible. And did you purposely go sort of like, I'm going to drive it through rather than up in the air?
No, just completely missed it.
Yeah.
No, that was
okay,
100%
this
luck.
is when you say it was all part of the plan.
all part of the plan.
All part of the plan.
Yeah, the posts are a little small, too. I wanted to keep it low so they could see that it went in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was it.
You did win by 3. How important was it just to make that decision?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a numbers game at that point. We're up, I think, we're up 10 at that point, and we decided to take the 3 to go up 13 because that's a tough number to get. 12 if they hit a couple tries and a conversion. So it's really just a numbers game for us. We just sat down, thought it through.
All right, good. And how important is it in this bowl game? You play your ECRC season. You had a really nice season.
Yeah.
What does the bowl game mean for you?
I mean, it's awesome. It's a chance to play teams that we don't usually normally. And being able to kind of come out here, play in a good environment, announcers, great referees, we get a bunch of fans out here from UMass. It's great experience. I mean, the past couple of years at North Carolina were awesome. This one's just as good. So,
all right, Brendan, congratulations.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. All right, guys, while we're waiting for Binghamton against Loyola here in the final Bowl Series game, this is Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report. I'm with Colton Kells from the University of Buffalo. And Colton, first of all, you guys are swimming against the tide in a really, really tough Rugby East conference. I know it's been difficult sometimes, some losses not easy to take. It builds character, if nothing else. I mean, how has it been?
Yeah, it definitely builds character. I mean, it's tough to take some of the losses that we have over the past few seasons and still have guys coming out to practice every week, and that really speaks to our integrity. Coming out to practice every week when you're taking those losses, and obviously we've gotten more competitive. We've really been building over these past semesters, and it's clearly showing, I think.
What did you want to accomplish here in the Bowl Series? Win, yeah, but...
Well, we knew this would be a chance to get a really competitive game, and obviously it was. And, we're coming out here like any team, looking for our last win, End on a win would be great. And it was a great competitive game. Didn't go the way we wanted. But
what was the difference? Was there one thing you could point to?
I think it was a conglomeration of things, honestly. I think all things considered, it was a very even game both ways. I mean, the score came out pretty even. They came in, they scored first. I told my team, you know, we got to come out, we got to score first, and then they ended up taking that. So from there, we were on the back foot, so we had to come back from that, and that was tough to do.
Very good. University of Buffalo, UB. I actually played against UB back many millions of years ago. We lost. Buffalo out there in Western New York, the city has always had a chip on its shoulder. What what do you get out of being in the Rugby East? What are some of the things you're sort of fighting for in terms of a rugby program? Maybe respect, I don't know.
Yeah, respect's a thing. Just developing as a team and then overall as a city. There's a lot of rugby out there in Buffalo, and we're always trying to get better, always trying to improve. So for UB to move up, it was a big step for the whole area. And if you look at the Empire now, we beat two of the top teams this semester, and then, you know, in the past when we left it, we were in the middle. So we've definitely made huge gains, and that's what it's all about, is just improving rugby-wise for the city, for the school, just bringing rugby up.
Fantastic. All right, congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
At the Bowl Series, introducing the players from Loyola, Maryland. Binghamton's already been introduced, and we will get the coin toss, and then the national anthem. And I'll tell you something, this wind, my friends, has been howling through the fields. We had a table with a covering on it, the table went flying, kind of a Wizard of Oz moment here. So I don't know if you're going to see a lot of kicking. You never know. But kicking for goal is going to be difficult in this game. Coin toss, a little discussion as to what we're going to do. It looks like Loyola has said we're not moving, we'll stay on this half.
Good afternoon, rugby fans. This is John Broker, and I am joined by Alex Goff of Goff Rugby Report here for this final URugby Bowl Series matchup. Mazzella Field, Iona College, New Rochelle, New York. Alex, going to be a great day as we're going to watch Binghamton take on Loyola University of Maryland. Pretty exciting matchup. Teams that definitely haven't seen each other before.
Yes.
What's early notes from you?
Well, it feels like we just started with this series, doesn't it? Loyola is their conference champion in National Small College. They're a very good team. They're working on national playoffs in a week, so they look really well put together, really tight. Binghamton won the Empire Conference. The issue people raised an eyebrow at is last week they played AIC and they lost, get this, 110 to nothing. Now, we're gonna. There's some mitigating factors in that game. Kevin Dublin, the coach, about it. First of all, he said we kicked. We decided to kick. It turns out that wasn't such a good idea against AIC. Then he ran in the subs in the second half, and really the game devolved from there. He said they haven't even talked about that game. Discussed it with the coach, with the captains for like just a couple of seconds. Said they've put it out of their minds. They're here to win this one.
All right. And Binghamton, wearing the dark green, elects to kick off. And Loyola, Maryland, in the white with green stripes here, comes down with it in front of the 10-meter line. And referee looking Austin Britt, one of the good local referees here from the New York area, taking control of this match as Binghamton looks to move quickly there.
The guy to look out for Binghamton, Nick Coppola, number 20. He is their captain, co-captain. He is a prop forward. He's not tall for a prop, but boy is he powerful and smart.
Binghamton really get a fast start here as they're pushing players back on it as Loyola Maryland and errant kick there by Nicky Bonelli, I believe. Yeah, let me get his name right. Nicky Bonelli.
Yeah, it looked like Nicky Bonelli went over to try and control it, and it just bounced off his knee and rolled out, and that worked out great for Binghamton. That's why I don't mind the kick to the corner. You know, we're going to put them under pressure.
And here the ball up. The ball doesn't go to hand there as Loyola come up with the ball. And we're going to have our first scrum of the game here to Loyola. Alex, this is always an interesting part of the game. You know, state school generally has more kids, generally has a bigger size set of forwards.
Right.
You know, Loyola Maryland, Jesuit school out of, well, Maryland obviously, is, tends to be a bit smaller. So this battle of the scrum should be really interesting.
I don't know. These Loyola kids look pretty muscular. Maybe it's just the horizontal stripes and the white jerseys.
It could be. And early scrum here for Loyola as their scrum half. Big fella there is Will Kinzer. And kicked away, not making much room. We're going to have another Binghamton line out just inside the 22 as the Binghamton forwards gather.
I was listening to the Binghamton players do their jerseys. They circled up, and then a different player would call out something about the player who's to pick up the jersey. And heard one of them just say, "No, you can't have any of my chicken parmesan." I don't know what that means. There's a story there somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a story there somewhere.
Maybe out in Binghamton, New York, chicken parmesan is like a currency.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's Buffalo has their wings. Maybe they have their chicken parm. But we'll see here as we're going to have another line out to Binghamton. A couple of dance moves as they come to the front, and up they go.
It's a nice pass from Coppola.
Scrum half who puts it in, and the ball's out into the centers there. But running on his own, finding a gap is their inside center, Greg Linane, which I hope I'm pronouncing properly. And Binghamton, a couple of errant bobbles there, but still maintaining possession.
Linane's a good runner for Binghamton.
Loyola found to be not rolling away by referee Britt. Binghamton in front of the posts.
We might see for points. We're going to go for points. Brandon Healy, the fly half for Binghamton, is a very good goal kicker. And, in fact, he kicked the conversion to win the conference final, 21-20 over Syracuse. He has given them full value on their tries this season. He kicks for points. They have huge amount of confidence in his ability to kick.
And today in the booth, we may also be joined from time to time by Matt McCarthy of Rugby Wrap-Up and Ryan Trost of This Is American Rugby. Again, the pleasure of the weekend getting to work with three media legends in their own right.
It's been fun.
It's
really
fun.
Work with everybody, and we all sort of approach it a little differently.
I need to attach myself to a website, so I have something to say. And here is the early kick. And Alex, it goes over. We're 3-0 here as Binghamton University pulls ahead.
Well, again, Healy is a good kicker. Even in this wind, that was pretty close, and he gets some height on there. He's got good technique, and he's very consistent. They have a lot of faith in him. And if they can do that, and they can put pressure on there and get penalties, this is the first game, I think, where you say it really is on the goal kicker. And I know the last game, a penalty goal was kind of critical, but you could see Healy kick 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. And Healy, Gaelic football player in his younger days. Be some of his kicking. A great take there by the number 7, Brett Rothberg from Binghamton. A nice kickoff there by Loyola. And penalty again against Loyola coming in the side here. A lot of early penalties going their way. And
we got a little back chat. Chippy.
Unusual from a student from a Jesuit school to get that back chat, but referee Britt wants to let everybody know right away not to mess with his authority. And we're going to have a kick here from Healy down into the corners. Line out for Binghamton in a great attacking position.
Yeah, he got some full value on that. We've seen a lot of attitude this weekend. I wouldn't say negative attitude, but we've seen a lot of attitude. And some chirping at each other, stuff like that, shoving around. It's just that's sort of the way that the guys are approaching it.
And the hooker, Pierce Butler, puts the ball in there for Binghamton and gets it away to that prop wearer, number 20. And here looking for a little space through the midfield. And onto the number 13, Matt Richards. As Binghamton looking to get some quick ball again inside the zone here. There's number 7 there, Brett Rothberg. Second or third carry early on in this game. And Binghamton pressures on. Let's see if Loyola can withhold.
There goes
here.
Coppola.
And Coppola right through the middle. Alex Goff talks about him. Minutes later, he's scoring tries. And it is Nick Coppola, the Northeast Academy select player. And
He's
really opening right up here is Binghamton.
He's a squat little prop, but he plays some 7s. He's a good athlete. I've interviewed him. He's an intelligent young man, and he's one of the leaders of the team. You saw he gets a really nice pass off the base of that line out, and just burst onto that ball to go in pretty much untouched. And the last thing, John, we saw this. We've seen some issues with this all weekend. Body position. He went low early to slide in and score.
And there was nobody who was going to be able to grab him from there. As Loyola University, Maryland, really under pressure here.
Coppola is also working toward his MBA. He's in an accelerated program to work on his MBA, Industrial and Systems Engineering.
This is engineer after engineer out here. Kick is good by Healy. Healy now puts a team ahead. Binghamton 10, Loyola 0 at this URugby Bowl Series matchup. 8 minutes in, 10 points in it, Alex. We headed towards a run-up here?
Well, if I'm the coach of Loyola, I'm saying, you guys haven't touched the ball. How about we get the ball and see what we can do? And I think they just not be patient about trying to steal the ball. If the steal isn't there, if the poach isn't there.
And lots of ball up in the air as the number 2, Griffin Ryan, comes down with it for Binghamton. And Binghamton on a charge one again, and there's a try scorer, Coppola. No relation to the famous director, I'm sure. And a little option pass out there to Hunter Ryder. Multi-sport player in high school. And nearly the first touch of the ball for big Ashken Asemi, but bobbles it and knocks it forward. We're going to have a scrum here to Loyola. Ashken Asemi, very hard to miss with that big blonde hairdo. Comes out of a boxing and wrestling background.
That's actually an egregious hairdo, but he snatched at it. I'll forgive the hairdo if he catches that ball. He snatched at the ball a little bit, but this is the first time this entire game, and we're or 8.5 minutes in, that Loyola can get first phase possession.
And Loyola here. Kinzer ready to set the ball down. Kinzer, the political science major from Parsippany, New Jersey. Moves it away to number X, but we'll figure out who that is.
I'm guessing that's a Roman numeral.
Their fly there. Daniel Giannisconi. Thought they'd just like to be a little different as a knock on there from Loyola. Trouble in the early days here for them, as it's going to be another Binghamton scrum.
Remember in the old days, Leicester used to wear letters?
Yes. A friend of mine on tour always wanted to get us jerseys that had phrases if we all stood in the right place. And that would be to say a bunch of rugby players could stand in the same place all the time. So really dangerous days making that happen.
And then, of course, the fabled Atlantis program, they use the Roman numerals, which I love that.
Yeah. And ball slips away there, but referee Britt spots something. We're going to come back. It's going to be another scrum here for Binghamton.
Yeah, that rolled right out of the tunnel.
Right out.
And he saw it, which didn't seem like it looked like he was unsighted, but he saw it. And, you know, Loyola tried to run a really complex backline play, ended up losing the ball. And, you know, I think, you know, let's start simple. Let's walk before we can run against a team we've never seen before.
And some pressure there in the scrum. A nice wraparound move. And there is Healy. Healy, wow, just tremendously able to get that ball away to his fullback, Connor Horan. And Binghamton once again finds himself well inside Loyola territory. Loyola struggling to get back. Front football here as one of their second rows comes up. Binghamton, that's number 4, Nick Marino.
The ball hit the deck there, but that was a very pretty backline move, and Healy was right in the middle of all of that.
Finding some good space there in the early days as Binghamton, as Will Kinzer finds some space up back, chips it over the top. Well done by him, and a big chase by him as well. Seems to be doing a lot on his own right now, but stepped. And Binghamton puts it back to the fullback there. That's Nicky Benelli. Benelli puts it back. We got a little game of ping pong on our hands. Eventually rolls out. We're going to have inside their own 22 a Binghamton scrum. Good work there by Loyola to realize, hey, we need to kick this away and play down their end of the field.
Well, finally getting, you know, if they don't have possession, let's go for field position at least. Try to put a little bit of pressure on Binghamton. Right now, Binghamton is not playing with that much, as if they're under that much pressure. We did see the mistake out there in the 22, and that was more of a, you know, trying to do too much with it and trying to too hard with it. And, you know, you look at this Bingham team, and these tight 5 forwards are working backline moves. They're looking very comfortable with it.
And an errant ball over the top there winds up in Loyola's hands, and Loyola now with a great attacking opportunity, just about 10 meters out. And ball into the hands of Gianniscoli. Gianniscoli moves it out. Their number 13, great run there by the outside center from Loyola, and fantastic play there by
Danilo Guratowski. He's a freshman, and he just camped out there on the outside waiting for that pass from Gianniscoli, but it comes from a mistake in the line out, an overthrow, rescued from at the back of the line out.
And tremendous there from the freshman biology. Zavarian brothers outside of Boston, very big sports school, good rugby program there that he's come out of, and really shows his class just getting around the outside of somebody there and touching the ball down. I was up at the Zavarian Athletic Complex this past year for a game. Just fantastic. Tons of NFL players come out of that. All the Patriots kids go to that school. Just a great program. You know, their facilities are top-notch, and it shows right there as Loyola takes the benefit from it.
Well, as we said, you know, Loyola hasn't had the ball that much, and in this case, they use the pressure, field position, and your hooker, put your thrower under pressure to make a perfect throw in the line out. Didn't happen. Then they're able to push that turnover ball, some of your best attacking ball, and it just really quickly sent out. Nice work from the fly half. Danny Gianniscoli.
Danny Gianniscoli can't hit that one, the Malvern Prep grad, as the score is Binghamton 10, Loyola 5, here in this URugby Bowl Series matchup.
Well,
Little life for Loyola there, huh? They're finding out that they can hang.
sophomore to freshman, the link to set that up. And now we have a ball game, which we expected.
Going to kick off through Healy. Let's see what this Gaelic football player can do. And puts it up into the hands of Brian Gannon. As the ball comes out to number 6.
Colorado Lynn.
Christopher Colorado Lynn from Regis Jesuit High School in Colorado. And
He's got a bit of a Game of Thrones look about him, don't
he
you think?
certainly does. That's
It's a mane of hair.
another great haircut.
It's either that or like a heavy metal hairband type thing. Well,
And there's Vincent Soretti, the wing, brings it in, and Loyola on the run here, just on the roll here, just about 35 meters out. Well on ball, and there's Gianniscoli with a ball he can't handle, probably didn't want. He's going to move it out to the fullback. Chips ahead, regathers. I thought it was at first a pretty bad kick there, but he certainly seemed to come up with it.
I would have liked to have seen a semi come and grab that on the bounce. He didn't look like he wanted any part of it.
Messy contact area there, and referee Britt says play on. And off we go as Binghamton on the roll once again through Chet Curtis. But Curtis doesn't release, or one of his teammates comes in with their hands in, and we're going to have a penalty here. Gianniscoli, ball in hand. We'll see what Loyola chooses to do.
You know, John, I have to say with the done a terrific job this weekend, and one of the things I really like is how they've handled the advantage law. And we've seen a lot of things, especially just little problems back and forth. Let's continue to play rugby. Nobody wants to do scrums all day. Or maybe there's one guy who wants to. I think they've done very well in managing the game and being fair, but things to just go, and at the same time being consistent. And they're a good advantage, but then you get your obvious penalty. If you're isolated and somebody gets hands on the ball, that holding on penalty or the hands in the rut penalty is always going to get called.
Yep. And line out here for Loyola, batted back by Binghamton. Binghamton moves it across the field, right in the face of their own line, and the ball comes down to number 11, Patrick Finch, who may not be Patrick Finch. I think it's somebody I coached, but we'll see in a moment as the ball comes back in. It'll be Alejandro Castillo out there. The ball down to Gianniscoli.
One was caught by the wind, it looked like. They almost lost it.
Yeah, this is not a game for long passes right now with this wind.
No.
And we're going to have a scrum here for Loyola.
Scrum half putting it in for Loyola. There's the 8-man
Yeah,
pick.
great pick off the back there goes Jimmy Cahill, Jimmy Kyle. Whichever pronunciation is right, takes it
Cahill.
forward. Another Cahill we're going to go with. And ball to the back of a contact area there. Referee Britt spots an errant play by one of the Binghamton players, and off we go as I decide to go quick. Definitely not 10 there.
No, not even close to 10.
Number 7, Brian Wright brings it in. And penalty there, and referee Britt's going to hold it up. I think he wants to have a little bit of a chat here with some of the Binghamton players, and great try by Brian Wright.
Cahill was ready to go again quickly. Cahill is a 3-time MVP of this Loyola team and the captain. He played for Fordham Prep as well. A Yonkers native.
Or as they like to say, Yonkers.
Yonkers.
And here we go, ball into the big number 1's hand. Justin Delcher, communications major. Well held up there.
Even communications majors need better body position.
Ashton Ashkemi. Oh, ball drops out of the hands there of Gianniscoli, but I think he did kick that. I think he's okay, but Binghamton with the ball just outside of their own zone here is making it out of jail free as Healy looks to kick it a touch, but found some space and not well handled there by the Loyola wing.
I love how these Binghamton guys keep this ball alive. They're not very big,
Yes.
and they're able to just pop it up when they get into contact.
I'm a little surprised, but they're not a bit bigger than they are, to be quite honest. I was expecting Binghamton to be a good-sized team. And they got some decent fellows, but
They're
not in the height department.
Well, hey, your prop's 5'9". He said, I was interviewing him. I said, how tall are you? He goes, 5'9". Could you put down 5'10"?
Yeah, we always wanted to be 6 feet, but we weren't. And Healy goes for a strange side, gets knocked forward. Loyola, clear left-hand side here if they can pick it.
That is quite some counter-rucking there from Hunter Reeder.
That's the second time he's been highly involved in a counter ruck like that. Good, tough kid.
Good right or good work. We're going to have a scrum here for Loyola.
You know, Healy's a good kicker, but he pulled his eyes up to send that one kick there. I also think, I believe this is actually true. Going back to what some people have said to me, you know, in the Empire Conference especially, people are not used to full-size fields. We've got a full-width field here, and he's missed touch that he was aiming for a couple of times because maybe he was thinking about the other touchline.
And
Whoa,
Luke
there goes.
Preston there. Phenomenal handoff by the inside center. Nearly brought down by the neck. We have a penalty advantage coming, but Preston says, I don't think I need that. Let's keep playing. And off we come as Loyola stays on the run. There's the Colorado kid right there. Number 6, Christopher. Lynn brings it in, and Gianna Scoli spots some space inside the 22. Not sure if they still have penalty advantage, but the ball rolls towards the side and eventually rolls into touch, and we'll see what referee Britt wants to do. He's going to come back for the penalty.
Luke Preston, great run from him. He's a senior. He's a co-captain. He runs his own business. He played rugby in Ireland for a semester when he was a semester abroad at University College in Cork. And he looked really full of purpose, full of energy in that run.
Connecticut kid playing for Aspatuck Rugby. We're going to come back for the penalty as Gianna Scoli calms things down a little bit here for this Loyola side. Gianna Scoli looks like he's going to kick it. And does, as we're going to have a Loyola lineout down in the corner. Just about 5 meters out. Nice attacking position for these boys.
It's 18 minutes left in the first half. 10-5. Binghamton's leading Loyola.
Hooker Higgins goes further to the tail of the lineout, and Loyola looks to drive it here. See how they do. But quickly picked off the back. And off they go right out to Gianna Scoli. Gianna Scoli pressed in the good runner. Can't quite squeeze through that time. Takes a couple players down with them. They have room on the right if they want it. And here we go, Gianna Scoli. Well done. Smart look into the gap there. And loads of players out to the right-hand side there for Loyola as Binghamton comes in to try to spoil.
A lot of guys standing off. I think they needed somebody to consolidate possession first of all.
Yeah, Binghamton able to come up with that one after the ball pops in the air. And Binghamton through Healy clears his lines. He gets out of jail there, and just the 22. We're going to have a line out here for Loyola.
I think these Loyola guys are used to winning their rucks a little bit more easily than they are here. And like I said, a few 3 or 4 type 5 forwards standing off waiting for a pass. Let's get one of those bodies in there and make sure you win that ruck first of all.
And Loyola now calling their runners in. The big number 8 there, Jimmy Cahill from Fordham Prep. And Loyola takes the ball down. As the wing gets that one, but Gianna Scoli does a great job to hang on to it. Gets it on their outside center ball in the wing, and Castellan's bobbled.
And this is a little thing that we've seen throughout the weekend. It's a young person's mistake. It's a young man's mistake, which is that things are not going perfectly, and you try to grab it on the run and try to make it continue to go. You know, that movement was supposed to score a try, and it didn't, but I'm still going to try and score a try. The ball rolling around, you know what? Just make sure you grab it, maybe go to ground, and accept that it didn't go your way. Recycle, start over. Your left wing, Patrick Frick, you know, he just needed to gather that ball. You see, he was still trying to score that try.
Pierce Butler, the scrum half for Binghamton, puts it in, gets it to Healy. Healy gets it into his midfield, and looking to go wide quick is this Binghamton team into the fullback's hands. That's Connor Haran. And a very tight defense from Loyola here. There's room on the outside if Bingham chooses to go that way. And again, this Loyola defense is staying in tight. And Healy decides he'd rather attack that tight defense and look into the wider channels. And here we go again through Butler. Butler gets it to Griffin Ryan, captain of his high school football team, but Ryan knocks it on in the contact there. And Loyola has an advantage here. Let's see what they can do with it. They move it into that big number 8's hands, Jimmy Cahill. And there is Kinzer, finds a space around the back, and if this bounce goes correct, unlucky there for Kinzer. Kinzer chasing his own kick. And now Binghamton has the advantage. Binghamton has the advantage, has a little bit of space. And the number 7, Brett Rothberg.
Oh, right up the middle. Nobody with him, though.
Breaks there, and it ends up getting that offload off there. Number 12, that is Greg Linane. Greg Linane gets taken down, and again, ball pops out and gets pulled over. It's gone back for Loyola. Loyola once again on the attack. A bit of a turnover ball going on here. And again, a turnover. Here's Binghamton.
These guys got to take care of the ball. Linane was the only one who noticed that break was happening and went right in. Good for him. We got to still take care of it.
And here we go through 13. That is Matt Richards. Matt Richards heads toward the try line off a little pass from Healy. They finally find some space after a lot of sloppy ball from both teams.
Yeah,
try awarded.
Broken play, and the dummy and the run up by Pierce Butler, that was a good one. Second, he looked up and he saw somebody, and even though that pass went back several meters, Linane was there. That got them into the half. He lost contact, but then Loyola, they're rushing it a little bit too. Eventually, nobody's in alignment. Are we on defense? Are we on offense? What are we doing? And there you see the calm nature of Brandon Healy just slides out, runs sideways a little bit, has a look, and sees he's got some mismatches there. Richards able to cut back through a little gap.
Healy from right out in front.
Well, we great goal kicker and
hit
he
it.
just missed it from the middle. And
He malloyed that.
well, what happened partly like that is the charge, and I want to see the player who came out and charged and tried to charge him down. It made him change it. He tried to hook it over the charging player, and he did, but he also hooked it to the left, and that was a nice job from Luke Preston.
And it's 15-5 here at this URugby Bowl Series matchup between Binghamton and Loyola University of Maryland. Binghamton has the ascendancy, the 10-point lead, just about 15 minutes or a little less to go in this half here at Iona College. John Broker here with Alex Goff, bringing you this matchup. Stay tuned for our wrap-up show with our ever-famous favorite name segment afterwards as Binghamton bobbles that kickoff, and Loyola in a good attacking position. If they can make it work, there's space on both sides. Binghamton forwards really bunched up right there as Kinzer goes in to dig it out, puts it into Justin Delcher's hands. Big Justin Delcher, the number 1, moves it forward and then moves it on. As digging it out again there is Kinzer. Kinzer to Gianniscoli. Gianniscoli moves it to his outside center.
Oh, and a great tackle called,
Grotowski.
causing a turnover there.
And another turnover here. Judging by this game, it won't be long until Loyola turns it over as
I think that was Matt Richards who did the tackle. He drove his shoulder into the legs, and then he flipped around and spun him around as a perfect wrestling move and caused that turnover.
one of the Binghamton forwards comes barreling off there, makes a few meters. And now ball to Healy. Healy going to put the boot to it this time. See if Castillo can handle it better, and does not.
Went backwards.
Tough day out there. Ball's going back. Oh, the referee said the ball's going backwards there. And the ball's come back around into the hands of Nicky Bonelli.
And Bonelli gets pushed, so he steps on the touchline. And at the same time, he tries to pass it back in field really hard, and it bounces right off Preston's face. And Preston gave him a look. I mean, you know, what's going on, man? What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
Just in our blind corner down there, as we're going to have a Binghamton lineout just about 6 meters out from their own zone here. Loyola plays it well. They can capitalize on this. A lot of pressure either way, but they come down with it and drive forward. And a rolling maul there was a big fella, Nick Coppola, down, and Healy running out of his own zone here. And we'll see, we got a 2-on-1 on the outside if we can convert here. Errant pass, and it's scooped up by number 14. From
Running
Loyola.
too flat in support.
Yeah, didn't have a little space there.
You didn't really have much of a margin of error. If you run deep there, if you're a wing, aren't you supposed to be able to accelerate and run quickly onto a ball? You should run deep and get the ball in front of you and then accelerate onto it.
A little misplaced as we're going to slow down here, and Binghamton has knocked the ball forward, so we have a scrum for Loyola. You know, turnover is just the story of this game. There's no one able to really consolidate the ball. Both teams very good, looking to play adventurous rugby, but if anybody could just consolidate this and, you know, really make something happen, they'd really take the ascendancy. But
no, I